Horrible weather. So, I think there might be a temple of Hilmater here. Yeah, I thought I remembered it.
It shall be.
Okay, no, we have to go all the way around. Sorry. So let's try and cure ourselves from whatever we're afflicted with, and let's deliver Yoshimo's heart. See what happens. What? Get out. Random dog. You have normal ammo. I think you would want to use this. Yeah, alright. You're using your crossbow and bolts. Good. Well, everybody's alright.
Blood of glory! Now you die!
Halfling man.
To
Victory
battle
and
victory!
destruction certain.
A skull breaker!
You're done? What about this one guy? Hello.
Consider it done.
I need some help.
I heard there's always lots going on at the Copper Coronet. Plenty of strange people too. If my wife weren't such a dragon, I'd be spending some time there sure as gold. Oh, you were just here, but... Oh, bolts. Now we have to keep our eyes open for bolts. Bolts are rarer than arrows. We need to remember to buy them.
I will do my best.
Okay, let's go to the temple. Come on, come on. Okay, oh, because the stairs are broken. Let's get in. Oh dear, you really must forgive him. He does that on occasion. What? What happened? Who was that? One of the locals, a thief I believe from Kalinshan. His name is Habib, and as far as I can tell, he feels guilty about his profession, so he tolls to Ilmater for forgiveness. But I didn't see anything. What happened? He's there, right here. I've met him before, I think. He throws his money into the church? He's afraid to come into the church for fear we will turn him in, poor skittish fellow. Have mercy on him, dear man. Habib, you alright?
Yes.
Maybe he wants to talk.
Very well.
No, my name is Habib Khalid Ahmed Al-Afif. Yes, I know this guy, and I cannot be captured. I will throw my mighty scimitar at your head rather than suffer the indignities of prison. Oh yeah, this one is the guy that throws his weapons at you. Don't do it.
Done.
Ah, thank God. Don't do it. Let's talk with the priest. Greetings to you, my brother, and welcome to the refuge for the suffering and those in need. Ilmater offers shelter and healing to all who desire it. What is it that I can do for you? Well, I have a strange request, brother. I have the heart of a man that died in shame. Interesting, though not unheard of. We often try to guide those that have already fallen. Some live well and then fall unexpectedly. Tell me of this man. Yoshimo a traitor. Yoshimo a friend that was forced into treachery. I don't know. I really want to say this, but I also want the quest to succeed, so I should probably be positive. Yoshimo, a friend that was forced into treachery. He begged that Ilmater spare his soul from the hell he was promised. I would like to have the first part of this sentence and the last part of this one. But let's go. Yoshimo, you say? I believe I know of this man. He came here a few weeks ago, as night was falling, and seemed to be in great distress, but would not disclose what harrowed him. He donated a substantial sum of gold and asked that I store certain personal effects here. He'd prefer not to be caught dead with them, or because of them, he said. What did him little good? Well, it did him little good or whatever. I see. Events took him further than he expected, and he suffered as he struggled between duty and conscience. I have seen such tormenting souls before. Very well, we shall take his heart unto the breast of Ilmater. The crying god will determine what torment is deserved or not. If there is suffering undeserved, this Yoshimo will see relief in his eternal rest. Tell me, have you forgiven this man for his treachery? He wasn't... If I forgive him or not doesn't make any difference now, does it? Yes, it does, it does. His lot is with Ilmater now, but you are a different matter. Perhaps you would like to have a look at what he left here. I believe he meant to come back for his things if he survived, but it seems you have come in his stead. If you still feel the pain of his betrayal, whatever you find may provide you with some consolation or at least answers. I'd appreciate that. I hope it's loot. Good, just let me get these things then. Here, I hope you find what you seek. Fare you well. But what about his heart? So we have a wakizashi. That doesn't really have anything special. It's going to be soul, I suppose. Then we have a journal, a gem. This was just a gem, right? Yeah, it's an andar. Let's see what's in here. Yoshimo hasn't been very conscientious about keeping a diary. The first pages are filled with haphazard notes of tasks completed, rewards collected, friends gained, and enemies befuddled. A few letters written on fine paper in elegant feminine hand have been stowed between the pages, with some amused remarks scribbled in the margins. Although still not very orderly, more regular entries begin a little over a year ago. Went over some old letters. It has been 3 years since I saw Tamoko. Oh my god, Tamoko. That can't be right. The Suave set sail at high tide. Captain's niece is possessed of a most inconvenient keenness for imported goods. I suppose it's a vain hope that she'd have no stomach for the sea, so I wouldn't need to keep to my cabin to avoid her. Second mate seems card sharp enough. She has written of him often, but little. He sounded like trouble, but I trust she has had the good sense to stay out of it. She did sound quite committed to him, though. Talking about Sarevok. Yeah, I actually missed all this piece. No sense in heading out to the mountains at night. Bided my time in Creammore, listening to the word about town. To my surprise, heard a few travelers talk about that Sarevok fellow that Tamoko has mentioned. Great expectation, connection to the Iron Thrones, cuts a fine figure, casts a dark shade. Same man. Sounds like he has caused some kind of stir in Baldur's Gate. Spent the night at the Jovial Juggler in Beregost. A drunken mercenary insisted on sampling my katana, either end of it. Distracted him with an order to the innkeeper to bring a sample from several of his barrels and to keep them coming, before disappearing somewhere under the table for what I expect to be the better part of the week. The man slurred a few alarming things about the ruckus back down in Baldur's Gate. I can only hope Tamoko hasn't been involved. According to the gentleman, everyone is now so very excited about someone called Jean, who has done in the Sarevok and all. He went on to pontificate, however, that something's just not right about that Jean either, that one day this new toast of the town will flip out just like the last one. Apparently he has seen both Sarevok and Jean once from afar, across a crowd maybe, so he would know. Scouring the streets of Baldur's Gate for the past few days and nights, Iron Throne headquarters in a state of embarrassing disarray, found the inn Tamoko mentioned as her last resort, dingy bootleg beneath her, spotted her in the innkeeper's book under a false name, with a bill left behind on 12th of Flame Rule, snuck out before the man thought of making me pay up. Heard a couple of Flaming Fist soldiers talk about Jean, who single-handedly slew that nutcase bastard Sarevok and all his followers. They went on to describe his flaming eyes, thundering voice, and 7-mile stride. I laughed. Yeah, I would live too. A slip of paper torn from an account book, marked with the symbol of Kelemvor, is folded between the pages of the journal. What's the symbol of Kelemvor? Human female, age approximately 30, Kara Turan, alley near Black Dragon Gate. No overt signs of violence or disease. Cause of death magical. Full plate mail inscribed with Banite insignia. Oriental character filigreed in gold over the heart. Sold to Sorcerer's Sunrise for 17,000. Buried. Sold to Sorcerer's Sunrise. Either Sarevok or Jean may have killed her, but she did believe in Sarevok at the time, and Sarevok is beyond my revenge. But she died. Oh, in my Let's Play, she died just down there with Sarevok. I think some moments before, because she asked me for help. I mean, she turned against Jean, and then we had to kill her. But she wanted to redeem Sarevok. Sarevok is beyond my revenge, huh? Some festival or another was celebrated in the city, and I saw Jean from a distance near the ducal palace. He did not look like someone who could manage to kill my sister. Oh, it was his sister, not his lover. Okay, I dreamed of Tamoko as I often do now, but I remember very little of the dream. Only her face is branded under my eyelids after image of the sun. I was noticed. A pallid woman in black leather stopped me tonight in the tavern where I sat, watching Jean. You are the talented young man who has been asking so many questions about Jean, she said and shoved her cold cleavage at me. That must be Bodhi or something. Don't worry, your violent wishes will be granted before long. You need only do exactly as I tell you. She bid me follow her into the chill night and down the damp alleyways until we came to the place where the city forgets its nameless dead. There she pointed me to a grave among rows upon rows of graves, each recycled as the old inhabitants rot away. This one lay dug open. The woman opened the shoddy coffin, and therein lay Tamoko, tucked into her sleep like a child, dead. Bodhi works for a masked man named Irenicus, at least in theory. They assure me that it was Jean who killed my sister, and that I will get my revenge only first I must bring him to Irenicus alive. And you just believed him? So you never really go talk to the guy, to Jean? Wow. I don't know, Yoshimo always seemed so wise that I find it very stupid that he wouldn't try to talk to Jean. I don't know, this is a little bit puzzling. I think this would work better if you have an evil character. And technically it was Jean who killed Tamoko, but it was because she didn't leave us any choice. I actually was hoping that she could just go. I remember the confrontation, but she decided that she wanted to die, so... I need not dream in mirage anymore. I have the reality. Tamoko's face settled into an unnatural serenity that not even decay can disturb. She had not rotted. She's not going away. There is only one way to be certain, and even if I am wrong, none of us is innocent. One way or another she will be avenged. Irenicus demanded an oath of me, Aegeus, so I swore it. I hardly even feel it now. It's only a pinch at the base of my skull. Jean and his party were captured. Blood was shed. But Irenicus escaped my quarry as far away from me as possible, and trying to impress or force my point upon him proved most physically unwise. Irenicus did promise, though, that sight would return to my right eye in a few days, and ordered me to apply proper patience to my vengefulness. We are heading south. In Atkatla. Obviously this underground fortress wasn't constructed in a day. Since we arrived, Irenicus has been busy making the full use of his new guests. He won't stand me in the way of his work, and I haven't made the mistake of sneaking over to steal a glance again. The screams get on my nerves, so I have wandered the streets to keep from thinking about what transpires underneath. Whatever it is he's doing to them, I wish he would hurry. Bodhi has spent her time establishing herself in the streets of the city, preying on the shadow thieves. She too has definitely started on her work earlier, though. I try to steer clear of the short, brutal skirmishes. I feel a need to preserve even some measure of dissociation. Irenicus does not spare me much attention, and I have managed to study some papers of his that I believe were never meant for my eyes. There are a lot of notes about Jean and about his potential. Earlier I was too crazed to wonder about his motives. One more note I found, an intercepted Iron Throne missive with orders to the officials in the Baldur's Gate area to find and execute all and any former followers of Sarajevo Anchev that happened to have survived Jean's assault. The throne brooks no double dealing. The list includes, but is not limit to, whiskey perorate. Oh, That guy, I hope he's dead. Angelo Dawson, Tadzok, I couldn't kill him, but I think his life was ending. Tadzok the Ogre, a conjurer called Semaj, Sitandria, and Tamoko. Finally, Irenicus has plans for me and Jean. He wants to lead Jean on a wild goose chase all the way to his next lair. Some kind of test run of this alleged potential. And he wants me to infiltrate his group so that I can monitor their progress. Of course, I, too, must lie in a cage for a while first, for credibility. It's generally a bad idea to swear Aegeus when you have grief in place of knees and brain. The following entry was obviously written in a hurry and left undated. Even though events did not proceed exactly as Irenicus had planned, the man is a master. After Jean's untimely escape, everything has clicked into place with frightening precision, and I am no closer to finding out if this is my revenge. This gloomy uncertainty, I've wound my way into Jean's company. Indeed, and I don't know if he killed Tamoko. I do not know. Possible murderers abound. I owe my word to some of them. Yet now it makes no difference, does it? We're sailing for Spellhold tonight, but I'll be damned if I let anyone find this proof of despair on me. This is the last entry in the journal. About 1/3 of the pages remain empty. And so what do we do? What are we doing now? Well, I feel really bad. No, I don't feel bad, but honestly, I hoped he had a good reason to done what he had done. All the time he had to approach Jean, he never did. Of course, because the game wants this to happen. I mean, it's not because he was there in Baldur's Gate. He wasn't there. I don't think his character was ever there. But I don't think he deserves redemption simply because he never talked to Jean. He just blindly and stupidly accepted Aegeus without checking the facts. He could have at least talked to Jean, and then, I mean, if it was like, oh, I talked to Jean, but I don't believe him, yeah, I would have.
Marvelous tale, gnome. Well told, well told. Only blight on ye is that trimmed beard and that loathsome pointy pickle hanging off your face.
Oh god, that's adorable. They're gonna be I mean, Gorgana and Ian are gonna be like an adorable duo now. Oh my god. Well, yeah, I was saying that I don't remember what I was saying, but it was about Yoshimo and the fact that he didn't check with Jean first is a little bit out of character for him now, isn't it? He always seemed so intelligent, and all he had to write, I mean, all you had to write in the diary was, I talked with Jean, but I don't believe him, something like that. So, he's not convincing me. But let's see, what are these guys talking about? Oh, nothing. You didn't want to answer? Jan, alright. So, well, what do we do now? Do we have to talk to him again? No, apparently so. This quest is finished. Okay. Who needs what? You, absolutely. You need this. And what about you? Yeah, energy drain. Okay. You too. Everybody alright? You leveling? Oh, what about two-handed sword? I think 2 points in 2 weapon style are enough. Maybe. Yeah, why? Let's expand. We have a very good two-handed sword, right? I think we do. We have this one, right? Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Oh yes, we do. No, you have the Cortala family blade that you never. It's a good blade. Okay, I'm gonna keep the cloak of the sewers. The end of days. This one needs to go. And this one needs to go too. This goes to the stash and this one needs to be sold.
It shall be. Consider it done.
Heh. So. Help, come here. Oh god, Montaron. Locate a caretaker for the orphan Risa. I think that the other guy could take care of her. This one. There is a paladin in the graveyard named Kamir who is mourning the loss of his adopted son, whom he failed to protect, and in so doing broke a vow. The paladin seemed to be a complete wreck over the matter. Let's try and solve this thingy. Yeah, let's try and see if these two quests are compatible or connected or whatever.
It shall be.
Watch Knight Abir, that guy, Dawnbringer Alvanna. Those people are new, aren't they?
Rest would be welcome, lest we endanger ourselves.
So many new people here.
Cast off your old beliefs and be saved.
Oh, this is the Unseeing Eye guy.
I have stamina and patience, but both are wearing thin.
What is this guy that I'm searching
Consider
for?
it done.
Dorn. Hey, Dorn.
I will do my best.
Oh, they can't go there? Oh, yeah, and that one was great. Did your aunt Peony's second husband, Lord, really divide his property among his 6 children with a butter knife? They must have been so confused when he came to the furniture. Hahaha, the furniture with a butter knife. It's good to hear, you know. Your talk is good for every season. The furniture was nothing. It was when old Lord took his knife to the big keg in the basement that his children started complaining. The basement filled up with turnip stout. Lollycook, that was the miller's one-eyed son-in-law, the one with the hedgehog, not the one with the sister whose lieu, Otis Emerald's prize walking pumpkin. Justifiably so, as you've never seen a more arrogant pumpkin in your life. Why, Lollycook came over and lapped up the stout like a thirsty animal. He couldn't stand up straight for days. Meanwhile, the children took to fighting over the 6 pieces of the keg. One said her piece was too small, another said his was covered with mold. Still another said that her piece wasn't wet and didn't smell musty. She suspected a forgery. How did they settle it? I'm on the edge of my seat here. Well, not really, literally. Imagine him sitting. Settle it. You give that family too much credit. Lord died not long after. Dividing things with a butter knife is hard work. So by then he'd only made it through 1/8 of his estate. They're still feuding over the rest, as far as I know, as well as what he managed to cut up. Moral of the story, whether you're the Lord of Murder or Aunt Peony's second husband, having hers is tricky business. Yes, indeed, I don't think anybody really wants to die, do they? That's why gods and mortals alike go out of their way to make their legacies so much trouble. Huh? Unfortunately for my Aunt Peony, her third husband was even worse, of course. So we cannot get there. We need to get in here. I've never been in here. What's this place? It's open. Oh. Doesn't look too good now, does it?
Very well. May the gods look upon you kindly.
Greetings to you, Jean. In the name of the most noble order of the Radiant Heart, allow me to introduce myself. I am Squire Catheras, assistant to the Prelate Wesselen. I am young, but I have been following the tales of your many exploits. It is difficult to discern the truth, but whatever truth there is to these tales must still be quite exciting. I am pleased to finally meet you in person. I apologize, however. You likely came here with a purpose, and I am keeping you from it. Did you have business with the Order, Jean? I intend to enlist the aid of the Order in battling a powerful vampire that is in the city. Why not? Let's try. A vampire, such a terrible creature, truly exists here in Atkatla? I had no idea. You must tell the prelate about this immediately. If there is such a pervasive evil in the city, I am sure the Order will do all it can to assist you. Come. Wow, this was really lucky. Wow, they use very strong, aggressive colors. Okay, now this is better. This is so pretty. You have a pretty house. Don't get stuck, you guys. Ooh, there's much to explore here. Wow, huge. This is a representation of Torm, the god of loyalty and obedience. Such a huge place. We can go around.
I'll do it for a turnip.
For a turnip? Nice little room.